Hey everybody, this is MrEeep here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about some of the basics when it comes to playing Scout in Team Fortress 2. This guide is aimed at players who just picked up the game and are looking for some tips to steer them in the right direction. However, some experienced players may also learn a thing or two from this guide as well. Scout is the fastest and most agile class in the game. He is 33% faster than the average movement speed of a class in the game. Scout also has the ability to double jump, unlike any other class. Scout also has a very low amount of HP, only being at 125. This can also go down when using unlockables to 110 HP. Scout's default weapon loadout consists of the scattergun, a high damage 6 pellet shotgun, a standard pistol, and a metal baseball bat. As a scout, it's your job to be a fast, sneaky, and unstoppable killing machine while being as annoying and in your face as possible. The scout has a few major roles that he has to fulfill if he wants to be seen as an effective part of the team. As a scout, it's your job to flank the enemy team and get behind them, while taking care and guarding the actual flank routes themselves. Because of your low amount of HP, it's not a good idea to run straight into a gunfight guns blazing. Otherwise, you're gonna get shredded pretty damn quickly. You should aim to be sneaky, sneaking down flank routes and getting behind the enemy team and surprising them, and maybe popping a few shots into their backs without them noticing. It's important for you to target classes such as other scouts, demos, snipers, medics, and spies. These are what we call wandering classes. Scouts can deal with these classes pretty well in head-to-head combat because of their lack of close-range weapons. Now you can also target the other stronger classes such as soldiers, pyros, and heavies, but you should be very cautious. If you see them alone, there's really nothing stopping you in at least trying to get them. If they have a medic with them or other teammates around them, either run for the hills or feel free to pop a few shots at their medic and try and take them out. As well as taking flank routes, try and stick to them and hang around them and stop other classes from using them to get behind your team. This is what you should really be aiming to do when you're defending a point or some sort of objective. The scout's other major role is to capture objectives. This includes control points or the cart and payload. One of the scout's major and unique advantages is that he is able to capture for up to 2 players at a time rather than 1. This means that as a scout, you can capture points twice as fast as other classes, and push the payload twice as fast as well. This is extremely beneficial to you and your team, and you should really be trying to make the most of this feature even if it ends up killing you. Doing this can allow your team to move up and push the enemy team, while you can just sit there and capture the objective. Now that you know the basic role of a scout, let's talk about how you can use his weapons in these kinds of situations, and go a bit more in depth with his weapon stats. I'll be going over the stats of the default scout loadout, as this is the loadout that is most commonly used in casual and competitive play, as well as it being the most effective and easy to learn set of weapons for scout. The scattergun is an extremely powerful and deadly shotgun at close range, but as you stray further away from your target, the damage drops off significantly. The scattergun has a clip size of 6 shots with 10 pellets in each shot. These pellets spread significantly the further you are away from your target, so you want to try and hit your opponent when you're as close to them as possible, making sure as many of those pellets land on them as possible. This is by far the best scout primary, as it's used by the majority of scout players because of how reliable it is. It has no downsides at all, unlike the unlockable scatterguns, making it the preferred choice overall. The pistol is mainly used as a tool for scouts to finish off enemies at medium to long range. Most scouts will use this when they use all 6 of their shots in their scattergun, or when they want to deal damage to enemies at medium to long range. The pistol has a clip size of 12 bullets, making it a good amount of shots for you to finish off your enemy if they are running away. Keep in mind, the pistol isn't the most accurate thing in the world, so you gotta try and land those shots pretty carefully. The bat is Scout's melee weapon, and unfortunately, it really sucks. As cool as it looks, it does a minuscule amount of damage to players, dealing only 35 damage per swing. You would be much better off using your scattergun at this range, as you're gonna do way more damage to people right next to you than with this piece of junk. I suggest using some of the unlockable melee weapons for Scout, as they can give you some crazy advantages, and make your playstyle way more unique and much more fun. The Atomizer is an unlockable bat that grants you a triple jump when you pull it out, making you even more mobile. The Boston Basher can be used to build uber very quickly when a medic is healing you as well, so if you constantly swing it while the medic heals you, you're gonna build uber really fast. So yeah, try avoid using melee weapons as Scout because it's pretty much useless. Utilizing Scout's movement is an essential part of playing him, because not only are you the fastest class in the game, you can do some crazy stuff with that double jump ability. You should try and always keep moving, never stand still, and utilize that double jump ability. In a one-on-one fight, you should never stand still, and you should always be jumping around, making it hard for the enemy to hit you. Utilize that double jump ability and jump onto high objects and gain high ground on other players. Your double jump can make you go into some really hard to reach places that other classes would really struggle to or not even be able to get to at all. And heck, equipping the atomizer can make you jump even further and even higher. So when playing Scout, look around and try to find places to jump up onto. The more you play Scout, the more you'll develop your own unique playstyle as you learn the map terrains and where the capture points are, and of course the unlockable weapons. However, as a Scout, you should really try and stick to the general playstyle of hit and run. Basically, just sneak up on an enemy or a group of enemies, pop a few shots, and get the hell out of there. And heal up and reload. Maybe pop a few shots off with your pistol while you're doing this. As I stated before, roam around the map and try and aim for wandering classes that can't really do that much to defend themselves at close range. Keep your eyes open for weak or distracted enemies, and third party in as many fights as possible. Don't be afraid to be as annoying as you can. When you spot a target that you want to try and kill, pop some shots in and try your best to kill them. If you succeed, you should run off before the rest of their team notices you. Take this time to reload and heal up, and head off and find your next target. Finally, I'm gonna quickly rapid fire through some really short and easy to remember tips that will help you out in the long run. Never stop moving, always be moving and double jumping when in and out of fights. Avoid dealing with sentries. These things are a Scout's worst nightmare. They have perfect accuracy and can kill you with ease. Leave dealing with sentries to other classes like soldiers and other big meaty classes. Don't use the teleporter. You're the fastest class in the game, and you can run up to the front lines just as quickly as using a teleporter. Leave the teleporter for slower classes that need to use it more than you. Of course, if nobody else is using the teleporter, then feel free to take it. I mean, why not? And that's basically it. These have just been some general guidelines and some of the basics surrounding Scout. I hope you enjoy playing Scout just as much as I do, as he's by far one of the most fun and annoying classes in the game. Follow this guide, practice and master these tips, and you should find yourself being a much more reliable teammate as a Scout. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see y'all later.
Northside coolin' shorty, yeah, that's where I stay. Heard you was a lame boy, get up out my face, got my